My other interests besides anime. A lot of people know me for being the guy who loves anime and hip hop. But did you guys know that I didn't know what anime was growing up, and that I didn't know what anime was until 8th grade? Specifically, yeah, we all grew up with Toonami liking Dragon Ball Z and Naruto, but the main thing I used to watch before I was watching Naruto, before I was watching that, I was always heavy on cartoons, but I was more heavy on real life stuff, like the Animal Planet. But what I used to love was sitcoms. My favorite sitcoms is Everybody Loves Raymond, and it was so fucking funny. Growing up in my household, I used to watch it with my grandma, and I used to watch it with my uncle. We used to start dying because our family acted just like that, and I love King of Queens. I love Tyler Perry's House of Pain. A lot of things I used to do had to do with real life before I got into anime streaming online. Before I could stream anime online, I was watching Tyler Perry DVDs and I was watching sitcoms with my family. So I was watching Tyler Perry's. My favorite play is Madea Goes to Jail. My favorite movie is Medea's Family Reunion. So I had a lot of interest besides anime. My favorite show on the Animal Planet was The Most Extreme. Yeah. And what I loved about the Animal Planet, they didn't just have that. They had so many other ones. There was a ripoff of America's Funniest Home Videos where they used to do stunts with animals. And there was also Animal Face Off. I loved that. And I also loved that there was this one thing called Survival. It was like a jungle story. It was like a whole bunch of people. It was a reality show, but it was a reality show off animal facts. And there was only one black guy in the show, and I'm like, dude, there's no way this black guy can win. I hope he stays for a few more episodes, but it turned out that at the end, that black guy destroyed all the trivia tests, and that black guy actually won, and he became a mentor at the end of the season. I'm like, dude, that is so freaking cool. I used to love a lot of stuff besides anime, and I love Everybody Loves Raymond. My favorite character is Frank. That guy was so funny. So yeah, I had a lot of interest besides anime back in the day while I used to grow up. I've tried a little bit of a little personal hobbies. I tried gymnastics. Didn't last for too long. And when I got to high school, I started expanding a little bit. But everybody knows me as the anime nerd. I'm like, dude, that wasn't always the case. It's like I was forced to be multidimensional because my family is from the hood. So, like, they was always use slang and stuff, so I couldn't escape it, but literally, I used to have a lot of other interests besides, the basic streaming online, and I was heavy on reality shows like Flavor of Love. I used to watch everything. Yeah, so don't think that Mood Tricks is one-dimensional. No. You see, I know that this new generation of TV is one-dimensional. Everything about television is one-dimensional. It's all about drama, sex, and like barely even guns. It's like every single show after each other is like a rip-off. It's like everything has to be about, dumb shit like fake gangster shit. And I didn't like that, okay? So, I really appreciated media back then. And what I love the most about media was I can just flip any single channel and be entertained. With the Cookie Channel, entertain. Animal Planet, entertain. Disney Channel, entertain. Nickelodeon, entertain. There's a time in my life where I couldn't keep up with mainstream media because other people had to move in my house and I had to stream. I started streaming anime because I couldn't no longer have cable in my room because I had to share my house with multiple people. So I couldn't keep up to date with the mainstream music, but I didn't care about that because mainstream music was shitty. It all turned from it was Soulja Boy to Waka Flocka, I'll tell you that. Alright, so I got into music when hip hop was basically dead, but it was on its last leg. Okay, so I was listening to Flo Rida and shit. I was listening to Neo, Chris Brown back when he did Kiss Kiss. That's when I was into other stuff other than anime. When I thought anime was just a cartoon. I'm like, this cartoon looks just like Dragon Ball Z. What do you call that? And my brother is like, we call that anime. You can stream it online. So that is literally how I became an anime nerd. But before then, I was doing hella shit. I was watching movies with my family. I was watching movies you wouldn't expect them to really watch it with me, but I was literally watching movies after movies. I was doing great, great, great. It was really cool. And I was really, really into that. Heavy on was Spike TV and things like Mansers, A Thousand Ways to Die, and Deadliest Warrior. All those stuff are shows that I used to watch heavily when I was younger, okay? And I used to really, really was into every single social media. As long as it was entertaining, I watched it. Now, from that, transferring it to anime, it's kind of like it's crazy. You never expect me to be that much into like Tyler Perry, all that stuff. I even watched Brett Michaels. Yeah, I watched all that stuff growing up. But I was also watching anime on the side, so I am multidimensional, and these are my other interests besides anime.